Welcome to a new guitar tutorial, and today we're going to check out the rhythm guitar part of Here Ever After, a song of the new Red Hot Chili Peppers album which came out last Friday. If you're interested in sheet music of the song, you can go to my Patreon page. There you can download a full transcription of the rhythm guitar part I will show you in this tutorial. And if you enjoyed the lesson, please hit subscribe, ring the bell, leave a like and drop me a line in the comments. The song is in the key of G minor, and fortunately it isn't too hard to play. Most of the time we only have to play single note riffs with some two note chords from time to time. The intro of the song goes like this: 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we're starting on the G on the 3rd fret of the Louis string, and we pick the G and it's held for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we repeat this G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. And in the 2nd bar we're going to the 6th fret of the Louis string, down to the 5th fret, and then back up to the 6th fret. So these 2 bars: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. And then we're going once again down to the 3rd fret, to the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. On beat 4 of the 2nd bar we're going down to the F, 1st fret of the Louis string, and then back up to the G again. So these bars one more time: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And at the end of the intro section we're doing a pick scratch on the lower strings. After that the verse part starts, and the verse part goes like this. So we're starting on the G again. You can use your thumb for the G, or you can use your index finger. Both will work. I'm using my thumb in this case. So we have the 3rd fret of the Louis string. Then we're going up to the 8th fret of the D string, down to the 7th fret of the D string. Then back up to the 8th fret of the D string again, and then we have this 2 note chord with the 6th fret of the A string and the 5th fret of the D string. And the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1st bar, and the 2nd bar is 1 E and E, 2 E, and. One more time, the 2nd bar: 1 E and E, 2 E, and these 2 bars combined: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going back down to the 3rd fret of the Louis string, then up to the 7th fret of the G string, down to the 5th fret of the G, 3rd fret G string, 2nd fret G string, up to the 3rd fret again, and then we have another 2 note chord with the 7th fret of the D string and the 5th fret of the G string. So these 2 bars: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And in the first verse, these 4 bars are repeated, and this is the complete first verse part. After that, we're in the chorus section, and the chorus section goes like this. We are starting on the 6th fret of the Louis string. I'm also using the thumb for this part, but you can also use your index finger, for example. Then we're going up to the 7th fret of the G string, 5th fret of the G string, and then we have the 8th fret of the D string. And then we have another 2-note chord. We have the 8th fret of the A string and the 7th fret of the D string. Pick this chord again, and then we're going down 2 frets, so we have the 6th fret of the A string and the 5th fret of the D string. And the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The next 2 bars start completely the same. We have the 6th fret again, 7th fret of the G string, 5th fret of the G string, going down to the 8th fret of the D string again, and then we have one more time this 2-note chord, and then we're picking the 8th fret of the D string, and then we have this E flat power chord. We keep the 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the D string, and we add the 6th fret of the A string, which is an E flat power chord. So these 2 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then the first bar of the chorus part are repeated. And now we're playing a B flat power chord, the 6th fret of the Louis string and the 8th fret of the A string. Then we have the 7th fret of the D string, then the 8th fret of the A string. And then we're going to a C power chord. And here is a little hammer-on added, so we bar the 8th fret of the E and the A string. And we pick these 2 strings, and then we're doing a hammer-on to the 10th fret of the A string. After that, we're playing the 8th fret of the D string, the 8th fret of the A string, and then we're going down to the 6th fret of the A string. So these last 2 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we're in the next verse part. And the second verse starts the same as the first verse. There are only some slight variations in the second 4 bars of this verse part. Here we're starting the same way, 3rd fret of the Louis string, 8th fret of the D string, then down to the 7th fret of the D string, and instead of going back up to the 8th fret of the D string, we're doing a slide up to the 10th fret before we're going down to this 2-note chord. And in the next 4 bars there's also one variation. Instead of going up to the 7th fret of the G string, we're using the 6th fret of the B string. And the rest of these 2 bars is played in the same way. So it's the only difference. And then we're in the next chorus part with some slight variations. The first variation is in the 4th bar. Here we're doing a little hammer-on, starting on the 5th fret of the G string up to the 7th fret of the G string, before we're going back down to the 6th fret of the low E string again. So these 2 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E1. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E1. Then the next 2 bars are completely the same as in the first chorus section, and the last 2 bars end on the C power chord, which is held for 1 bar. So these last 2 bars one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And then there's an 8-bar bridge part with no guitar, except of the last bar where we're doing this pick scratch again. And then there's another chorus section which goes like this. So this chorus part is played in the same way as the first chorus. There's only a difference in the last bar. Instead of going to the C power chord, we are playing a little melody line. We're starting on the 8th fret of the A string, 10th fret of the A string, and then the 7th fret of the D string, 8th fret of the D string, 10th fret of the D string, and then up to the 7th fret of the G string, 10th fret of the G string, and the melody ends on the 8th fret of the B string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time. And then there's an 8-bar interlude where the intro riff is repeated with a slight rhythmic variation. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So the difference is in the 4th bar, where we're playing only offbeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and the rest is played in the same way as in the intro of the song. And then there's another verse part which goes like this. So the 3rd verse is basically the same as the 2nd verse with the same variations. We have this slide up to the 10th fret, and we have this variation with the 6th fret of the B string. And then there's another variation at the end where we go up to the 7th fret of the G string, 5th fret of the G string, and the 8th fret of the D string. So the last 2 bars of this verse part, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we're in the last chorus section, which goes like this. So the first 4 bars of this last chorus section are played in the same way as the second chorus, with a slight variation, with this hammer-on from the 5th to the 7th fret of the G string. And in the last 4 bars, we're starting in the same way as we did before. And then we're repeating this melody line. Now then going back down to the 6th fret of the E string again. And then we have once again this melody line. And at the end, in the last bar of this chorus section, we're playing this ascending melody again. So this last 4 bars one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And after that the guitar solo starts, which might be a subject for another tutorial. This was the rhythm guitar part of Here Ever After. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please hit subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell, drop me a line in the comments, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.